There was another button to hit this time, unlike last time where it was only the one button.
There
Now I needed to hit twice, apparently. Not sure why.
I have an error has occurred. This is going really well for it.
This is like there's another button to hit this time, unlike last time.
When
Okay,
I was
yeah,
at
it's live.
I was at work.
There you go.
Oh, I still don't have a notification even. When I was at work, my boss and I, we were trying to get this employee back in the system, and it wasn't working. And we sent to the help desk, and help desk literally says, "Sorry, but to put them back in the system with their ID intact, we can't find the button for that." I was like, I'm sorry, what? You can't find the button to push to get that correct? And I was just so glad that my boss happened to be, in this email chain with me, because trying to say that to him with a straight face just would not have come off, like, even remotely professional. Yeah, I talked to him, boss, and they couldn't find the button. I don't know what to tell you. Couldn't find the button.
Well, I did find the button. Finally.
Oh, look, Steven doesn't know where that comes from either. Or maybe he means the duct tape.
Well, the duct
Are you
tape.
talking about the gorilla, or are you talking about thunder?
I don't know. Steven, which one don't you recognize?
Getting off to a fabulous start.
Ha!
It's about normal.
Fabulous.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to a brand new episode on N.A.W. I am your host, Jay Fry, who is a year older than he was just a few short days ago.
Happy
Hey, we're
belated,
live.
sir.
Thank you very much. With me, as usual, Sean, how's it going?
Good. Once I figured the computer thing out.
And with me, somewhat as per usual, Garrick.
I too am now 1 year older.
Oh,
of
that's
yesterday.
right.
Ha-ha.
As a what?
As of yesterday.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure
Oh, wait,
I
yesterday was
but-
Sunday. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Happy belated to you, too.
Happy belated birthday. Garrick and I got each other the same thing we got each other last year.
Nothing.
Nothing.
That's not true. I gave you the middle finger.
Aww. Give that keeps on giving.
Yeah, buddy. Told you to sit on it too.
Sit and spit. I'll break your fucking wrist, brother. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about, because we...
You're going to need to address what's in the chat first thing.
Oh yeah. Yes. Let us get
wait a
electric.
minute. How's Mikey? We're sitting by, doing good. Mike's channel. Strict. Got a strict threat today. Nothing came of it though. Where I said image from? Congrats on the accomplishment. Yeah, dude, killing the gym. The fat guy. Thought it was you. Oh, ha 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 ha. Gay.
Goodbye, wrench.
I can't even take his wrench. We're not on my channel anymore. Freaking YouTube, leaving me powerless on my own. No, Steven, that's not me, bud. Thanks, though.
Is a cutscene from the best movie of all time.
Yeah, it's not really a cutscene. It's just a snippet.
A still.
It's a still.
What movie?
The greatest movie of all time.
Big Trouble in Little China?
There you go. I knew you'd get there. It's Sean's favorite movie.
Yeah, of course.
What's funny is Kurt Russell was up for 2 separate movie roles. And he was like really hesitant to do either of them because he'd recently been in a series of flops. This is after The Thing, which was great. But then he did a couple. Like he's a huge Elvis fan, and one of his first roles, he was impersonating Elvis. And that went nowhere. But later, he is up for the role of Jack Burton in Big Trouble in Little China and Connor McLeod in Highlander. So I'm kind of glad he went the way he did.
I am too.
Yeah. But I don't know how they went with Christopher Lambert. That guy's practically blind.
I don't understand him as an actor at all.
I liked him in I like him in Highlander. Because he's got like that, I guess it would be like it's a really blended accent. Like you really can't tell where he's from. Like,
He's from France.
Are you French, Belgian, or Cuban? Like, you've got like the most muddled accent I've ever heard.
You know where he's not from?
America.
Scotland.
Oh. God damn it.
Maybe.
Kind of important.
I'll damn my luck out of here. Like, I'm sorry, what was that? What was that, Jacques?
Yeah, so, and then they get the guy from Scotland, and they make him a Spaniard. That's how fucked up that movie is.
Jesus.
I like the... I do enjoy Highlander. I like the idea of it anyway. But Highlander 2 was so shitty. Like, it's not even funny how shitty Highlander 2 was.
I agree. Highlander 2, and it's been since it was new since I've seen it because it's just that bad.
Yeah. It was so bad they went back to the past in Highlander 3. Like, nope, modern day again, sorry.
Yet the TV show ended up being kick-ass. I don't know how that worked.
It always bugged me, the TV show, like, all right, so, like, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you could always tell when Leonardo had rubber swords in his sheath. Because they just, like, flopped around a bunch. And, like, it was just always so obvious that, like, no one ever had a sword until they needed to have a sword. Like, it was, like, a cut scene. Because it would be like, oh, well, we're going to fight now. Cut scene. Reaching into his jacket and pulling out a sword. I'm like, you're just wearing a t-shirt. How did you pull a sword out of there?
Shells,
I couldn't
dude.
stand Richie.
Shells.
Yeah. I couldn't stand Richie. And, like, after a while, like, I'm just trying to be the one. I'm no longer carrying a 3-foot sword. I'm carrying a sawed-off shotgun. Because you don't generate fast enough to get away from me with a sawed-off shotgun. Oh, you've been practicing the sword for 1,600 years? I'm 300 years old? Yeah, I'm going to shoot you in the knees.
So basically, you're just going to pull an Indiana Jones?
I mean, in reality, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't betray my friends because I need both my friends. But
I mean, the whole premise is they can't die, but that doesn't mean that they don't feel pain or suffer injury or any of that stuff.
And that's some of the things they like explored in like later series. Like some guy was he was a Highlander, or he was an immortal, and he got shipwrecked and his crew mutinied. And they left him on an island, and every day he starved to death after a while. And, like, he kept coming back to life and then starving to death. I'm like, ooh.
That's terrible.
Sorry about your luck. Last week, Matt was running his mouth while Steven was driving, and this time he made Matt tell everybody he was texting. So that's funny. But yeah, they got weird with it, and it annoys me that like every famous thing that ever happened in history, they were there for it.
Well,
Like,
yeah, it's kind of the same problem of everybody who has ever had a past life. It's never just some nobody that was, died of cholera after scrabbling through 20 years of hard life and, diphtheria and several other horrendous diseases. It's always somebody important.
Yeah, like in my past life, I was a magical vampire. Like, I don't think either of those things are real, sir. You and the other 6 Napoleons, why don't you guys go have a fight about it over a large body of water?
Yeah, let me go shut the door because my son is screaming at the top of his lungs.
It's like at no point do these people like ever not get involved with. Like I would, I think was it Logan or was it the origins of Wolverine, where they showed like Wolverine fighting in every major battle. I'm like, I'm sorry, IEDs are a thing, man.
That was the second one. I think that's the one where he had the bone claws, right? Because that's the one I didn't see.
Well, yeah, he was born and raised. Those are the bone claws.
Yeah, so that was the Japan one.
No, in Japan he had bone claws at the end, but yeah, because it goes through his history. Wolverine ended up getting dipped in basically chocolate, but on the inside, and it was adamantium. He wasn't born that way.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole reason that he could become Weapon X was because of his mutant healing power, which is his technically secondary mutation.
No, it's just something they did to him. It's not a secondary anything. He's got more than one mutant power. He's got heightened senses too. But then again, so does Deadpool. So that comes with healing factor apparently.
Yeah, except that Deadpool's healing power is basically that he's 100% cancer.
It's like a solid 42%. That's it. Yeah, because he was dying to death.
Yeah. So basically,
that's putting it lightly.
Yeah, he's just cancer, which is hilarious because it makes him that much cooler. Because yeah, he's cancer.
Mm-hmm. And that's the difference between Wolverine and Deadpool is Wolverine has that adamantium exoskeleton, so he doesn't have the same things happening to him as Deadpool. Like Juggernaut can't rip him in half, basically, which is awful, especially if they go on to show you baby butt cheeks of Deadpool. That's also terrible. I guess they could skin the skeleton off him. Someone like Juggernaut could.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder. And they address this in Deadpool, but like if you lop a piece off, does it die or does it like regenerate a whole new Wolverine? Like for Deadpool, it regenerates other things. So like there's part of the Deadpool comic book is that there's just a Deadpool head that exists because his body grew a new head. And the head for some reason didn't grow a new body, but it's a Deadpool head and it's still alive. So there's like 2 Deadpools.
Oh, I wonder what happened when he got ripped in half because they didn't put him back together. Deadpool apparently is not plug and play. Oh, but that was so awful. Like after that scene, and he comes back, and now he's got duct tape as a belt. That was so gross. All right, so our first topic that we did have that I wanted to talk about was, do you guys remember? I was either last year or 2 years ago, the drunk Dallas cop who broke into her own house and shot a burglar, and it turns out she did not break into her own house, and he happened to live there.
Yep.
Yeah, the judge in that case, Tammy Kemp, is allowing her to use Castle Doctrine as a defense against killing the man in his own home. Because I don't really understand it.
I understand it. I think it's... There is no other occupation or person that would have been granted this ability given the exact same circumstances. The only reason that this is being applied is because she was a cop, and probably because she was a she. Had it been a male cop, I'm not entirely sure that they would have granted him castle doctrine either, because he was still invading another home. Had it been another woman breaking into another place that she thought was her own, I doubt they would have given it to that girl either. I think it's a combination of both being a cop and a woman and getting special dispensation.
That's one view on it, and the other possible view is Tammy Kemp is a Democrat, and this could be her attempt to ruin castle doctrine.
That's meta, and I don't think it passes Occam's razor, but I can't say that it's not a possibility.
Well, first off, you have to throw Occam's razor out of the window when you're talking about Democrats and their
duplicitousness and and
I mean,
conniving.
right now we're looking into an impeachment and Trump for something that clearly never happened.
Oh no, it happened. It's just not what they say it is.
Hey, I've got my computer's restarting in 5 minutes thing, and I don't see a way to keep it from happening.
Yeah,
I've got
if it's
close and restart.
Is it Windows 10?
Yeah.
Do it now. Preempt it and get back in when you can.
Hold on, I'm gonna jump on my phone apparently because this isn't stupid.
Yeah, no. The way that Windows updates work now is if you don't jump in and get it rescheduled, and you only get one shot at that, it's gonna do it. And then even when you do reschedule it, if you don't reschedule it for a good time, it's just gonna do it. So, good times. Raggle, did you ever figure out the OBS issue with your mic?
No, I'm probably going to uninstall and reinstall.
Have you tried Streamlabs OBS?
No, I have not.
Okay, because they've got their own version of OBS that's different from the version that I have and that I think you have.
Okay.
So maybe look into that. That might be a little bit more straightforward. Because this version of OBS is super clunky, and you'll have to know what the switches do and throw all the switches to make it work. I mean, right before you showed up, I spent 10 minutes trying to make it all work too.
Okay. Definitely have to give that a try then.
I got notified that you were online.
Well, yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm glad you subbed.
You's in trouble.
Oh, okay.
You know I do this.
No, I said it was funny. I got Liberative is now alive. I'm like, I don't want to hear this shit.
Then go in the other room, woman.
Why are you gonna be all mean?
You were the one who was mean.
Hey, Mrs. Macron.
I listened to the bathroom.
There's no Mick. There's no Mick. It's just Kron.
I was listening to it.
What? Wait. Huh? Then I've been reading your name wrong this whole time?
I use my middle initial, dude.
By the way,
I thought it was Macron all this time. No shit.
Do you want to come give your opinion while we're waiting on Jay?
She needs to. Guess what she gets? She's stupid. How can you not where you live when you've been in a apartment?
She was drunk.
Huh?
She was drunk.
How could you not? You lived the same place for 3 months. How could you not know where you live? Figure it out.
She was, what, I think it was one apartment down from where she actually lived?
The guy lived below her.
Right.
So if she didn't realize that she's like on the second floor or something. So she's walking on a sidewalk and realizing that, oh, I'm not taking the stairs. And the guy was sitting there watching TV. You could see where he finished a bowl of ice cream.
Yeah.
When you walk in, you realize...
But she's a cop. So she's in the right?
No, she's in the wrong.
I agree.
But she needs to be treated like any other individual who's freaking stupid. Doesn't matter if she's a cop or not.
Correct.
So that's my 2 cents.
Okay. We'll see if the chat has anything to say about that.
Oh, they heard me?
You've been being recorded this whole time.
This whole time.
Okay, bye.
I'll give my 2 cents.
You gave it.
Have a good one, Mrs. Macron.
Not you two.
I heard it. I went and got into YouTube for a second. I'm like, that's the stupidest thing. Mcron? Is that what you thought his last name was?
I thought it was McRon.
Ah, Jesus.
Doubling up on the same McRon. Yeah, like because I capitalized the R.
Like,
There's no helping me, man. There is no helping me.
like, there's Captain Ron, and then there's Mick Ron. I can't believe it's M. Cron. I thought you were MC Ron.
It would be pretty dope, come to think of it.
MC Ronald McDonald.
I thought it was Master Chief Ron. I didn't know this is ridiculous.
So did you reboot your computer and come back, or are you on your phone now?
I'm on my phone now. It's still restarting.
You missed
like
my
there's
wife.
no choice.
You were lucky. My wife filled in for you.
I heard like half of it. Like, stupid bitch, after 3 months you should know where you live.
Nephilim's got a point.
I can't look at the chat right now. You can read it out if you want.
Yeah, he just says good 2 cents for my missus.
Yeah.
Glad to know she's appreciated by somebody other than just me. You can shut up too.
Mrs. MC Ron.
We appreciate that she keeps you alive, so she doesn't kill you in your sleep or anything.
My last screen name was Fry One, and everybody thought I was really into acid or weed or whatever their drug of choice was. Oh yeah, Fry One. I'm like, no, Fry number 1. It's just my last name. It's not my preferred cooking method. Well, it's not my preferred cooking method.
Okay, cat. Shut up.
Yeah, I think this is Kemp's attempt to fuck with Castle Doctrine, or but at the same time, you can't say that the DNC hasn't been trying to set this up against Trump for the last 2.5 years, so that he would be going into 2020 with impeachment proceedings against him.
Oh no, this was set up the day he won the election.
Yeah,
literally that night.
That doesn't work with Malcolm Schroeder.
Yeah, and they're not even above mentioning that, because I believe it was Maxine Waters was the first one to call for it, and she literally called for it the day after the election.
Yeah, and then Michael Malice posted a good tweet the other day that just said, calling it now, you cannot, as a sitting president, under our research for impeachment proceedings or whatever, elect a what was it about? Oh, it was about the Supreme Court, especially in an election year. That's what Michael Malice called it. But yeah, I completely agree with that. That they're manipulating whatever they can.
Yeah, and in the case of, here's my theory on this too. In the case of Biden and the way that this impeachment is rolling out, Biden's a candidate. I don't think he was a serious candidate from the beginning, but I think he's a candidate because he's much like Hillary did in 2016. Being a candidate against Donald Trump shields you from investigation because from and some points of attack from your opponents because it's seen as just political rather than the actual criminal acts that these people have committed. So right now, they're saying Donald Trump went to the president of the Ukraine to get dirt on his political opponent. Never mind that several sitting Congress people, including a couple of senators, also sent emails to literally every foreign government asking for information, whatever information they had on the Trump-Russia collusion that was never actually a thing. So they were also doing the very same thing that they're now trying to impeach him for, but somehow they're not guilty of that, even though they are more so. And all this is doing is they're running a shield operation for Biden and his kid. So my theory is that because the investigations that are ongoing about the Trump-Russia collusion cover-up, non-cover-up, the actual deep state issue with Strzok and Page and everybody, Hillary Clinton is going to announce a candidacy because that is going to be the only thing that's going to protect her from the investigation.
God damn it. Where the hell's your razor on that one, Malcolm? Come on, yeah.
Well, does this kind of strike you as incredibly similar to what Obama was doing whenever Hillary was running?
What do you
What?
mean?
Like
What are you
he's
talking about?
investigating something that happens to be tied into someone who is running for president.
Oh, no. Let's Jay Fry dropped out, but let's not forget that the originator of the Obama is not an actual U.S. citizen tact that my esteemed sheriff decided to take to heart and run with, for whatever reason. The originator of that is the Hillary Clinton campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, not for nothing. Hillary Clinton's whole modus operandi my entire life has been do nefarious, shady shit, blame others for the nefarious, shady shit you do, and then muddy the waters just enough for plausible deniability, and then off the people that have the absolute proof.
Mm.
Yeah. And one of my favorite examples of that, which is just silly, really, but while she was running for office in 2008, they were talking about, 2007 for the 2008 office, to take care of healthcare. But under the Clinton administration, she was put in charge of running a panel in the efforts to make government-funded healthcare.
Yeah, Hillary Care was called.
Yeah, it was called Hillary Care. Of course, Sean remembers. You were just a little baby.
I voted in that election. Thank you very much. No, I voted for Ross Perot, but I did vote in that election.
Yeah, I did too. I voted for 1,000 Rays of Light, but she was doing Hillary Care, and for a photo op in 2007 for the 2008 election. She followed around a nurse for the day to see what she did because it was so fascinating. You were in charge of establishing healthcare. You don't know what a nurse does? Bitch.
Well,
you were the closest citizens of all hell.
She's above the plebes that actually have to work for a living.
Mm-hmm. She's so far above it that it's not even remotely fun for her to get away with shit anymore. She has to be seen getting away with the shit she gets away with so that you know she's better than you.
Yeah, the world is going to be a better place when that bitch dies. And I'm gonna feel, and I am. I mean, it's one of those things. I'm gonna feel sorry for Chelsea, and I'm gonna feel sorry for the grandkids. But the rest of the world will be a better place when that dumb bitch dies.
Because as of right now, the world is still a vampire. So, Smashing Pumpkins? Nobody? Screw you guys.
Do I need to look up the video of... Yeah, hang on a second. I will actually play it because... Fuck copyright.
I got sounders too, motherfucker. You better watch yourself.
Oh, come on, type.
None of my sounders are good, but I still got sounders. I got all sorts of weird Asian sounders and shit.
I'm just going to go ahead and bring this on over here. And we're going to go ahead and make it real big. We're going to make it real big. And we're going to take it off mute. And we'll play it. Yeah, I know you guys can't hear this unless you watch the stream, but give it 30 seconds.
So I will never.
And that's it.
What was it?
You'll have to watch the stream in 30 seconds. Okay, watch now.
Damn.
That was a waste of my life.
Wow. You can watch the... It's Billy Corgan on a roller coaster. Come on.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, Poet liked your reference.
That was the wrong one. Again with the wrong one. No, shut up.
All right,
okay,
all
I'm
right.
done with the buttons.
Yeah, that's... We're over. I don't have the cuck ones on here because it died with my other computer. Damn it.
Gonna go ahead and like this stream. That's 2 of us now. Yay! Yeah. All right, Stacy Dash apparently popped her boyfriend in the noggin, or her husband in the noggin, for being a dick while they were out. And she was drunk and apparently referenced Clueless. Like, do you know who I am? That little movie called Clueless? Thank you. And TMZ was kind enough not to mention that she had ran for office as a Republican.
As I was like, didn't she get an office as Republican? I thought she was like a town councilor or something like that.
No, she was like the mayor of Chicago in Sharknado 3.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She's hot. And I ain't gonna fake the funk. That she's like Raquel Welch levels of hot. She's never gonna crack. She's just gonna be hot till the day she dies.
52 and she still looks good, yeah.
She's not that old. She's my age. Fuck you.
You're 52.
No, that's Stan. You got me confused with the other old ass man.
I'm pretty sure I read that Stacey Dash was 52.
Pretty sure you didn't.
Okay, might have made it up, but I'm pretty sure. Stacey Dash, age 52, January 20th, 1967.
What?
Yeah. Which just goes to show you how her black don't crack.
That's true. That's absolutely true. So I'm both right and wrong at the same time.
She was 10 years older than Alicia Silverstone, starring next to her at the same age. Huh.
I never thought Alicia Silverstone was super hot. I mean, I never thought she wasn't good looking, you know what I mean? But I never thought she was like drop dead or anything.
I have a thing for like big teeth. So Alicia and her baby teeth just creep me out a little bit.
So, what do you think of AOC?
Liv Tyler, not no. I like big teeth, but I'm scared of horses. So
Jeez, tell us what you really think.
I have an unnatural fear of being bitten by a horse.
She is sexy from the neck down.
Who?
AOC.
Yeah, the video of her dancing on the rooftop, I gotta admit, is almost as good as watching Rosario Dawson dance on a rooftop.
I would watch Big Tooth Rosario Dawson dance on a rooftop. But apparently she's getting married to Corey Beard. Not Beard. What's his last? Corey Beard. No, wait. She's the Beard. Or Booker.
What? Huh? Rosario Dawson is going to marry Cory Booker?
They're engaged.
Really?
Not like real engaged, like fake engaged.
Oh, I was going to say, because she does know he's gay, right?
Corey Beard. But, yeah, whatever it is. And I knew it was fake when he announced his best man was going to be T-Bone.
Okay. Here's the real question of the week. T-Bone versus Corn Pop. Who wins?
Oh, it's all over now about that. I tried to explain to my neighbor, the African, about hate, and he didn't get it. I'm like, look, all right, if I and two of my buddies that I cannot look like a pussy in front of because we decided to do this super macho thing of gang up on a small black girl and cut her dreads, I'm cutting down to the scalp. I think it's ugly. I hate it. It's not something I ever want to see. And he keep arguing that it's natural. I'm like, dude, it's not natural. It's as natural as braids are natural. He goes, braids aren't natural. And I'm like, neither are dreadlocks. It's like, look. And he kept twisting his hair. And I'm like, that's not a natural thing. Stop it. It's like, no, you just curl like this and it happens. I'm like, that's not that's like a braid. Braiding your hair is not natural.
Which FYI, bitch lied.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the girl who claimed that happened is now admitting that the story was falsified. And that's just it. If I attack somebody with two of my buddies and I have scissors in my pocket for some reason, I'm going to the fucking bone with it. Because it's something I hate. It's something I disapprove of. Like, I'm not just going to kick a pedo. I'm going to take a pipe, stick the pipe up their butt, then stick a piece of barbed wire inside the pipe, and then remove the pipe and allow the butthole to sink around the barbed wire, and then tie his feet to the barbed wire. Because I fucking hate pedos. I'm not just going to hit him with a stick. I'm going to do terrible, terrible things to people I hate. By the way, no one ripped that off of me because I wrote a post about it, and I don't want to get like the police involved. But you do terrible things to people you despise. Cutting their hair so that you can't tell that their hair's cut ain't it. Agree or disagree? Still imagining the pedo butt.
Well, I see. I was kind of curious as to why you went to tying their feet to it. I would have just used it like one of those
like a starter cord.
Yeah, starter cord.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with the anal bead route, but okay.
Yeah, basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, they can't crawl away if you tie their feet to the barbed wire. Wasn't someone raped with a hot dog once?
Gotcha. No, I had the thought of have you guys ever seen oh shit, what's that cult classic movie? But they remade it lately.
All of them.
No, this was a horror movie.
All of them.
Shit. I'll
Give
think
me a
of it.
minute to think of that, and while you're doing that, I got to address some stupid shit in chat.
Child's
Um,
Play.
No. This was about a girl that goes to a cabin to like write a book and winds up getting raped and they try to kill her, but they wind up fucking up, and she goes back and gets revenge on them.
Last House on the Left?
No.
Good, because that would have been a terrible depiction of that that movie. I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it.
I'll look it up.
So yeah, I am not scared of being kicked by a horse. I'm not scared of being run over by a horse. I just have an irrational fear of a horse biting me. And if anybody has ever handled a horse before, you literally have to stick your hand in their mouth to set the bit.
The bridle, yeah.
Yeah. And people do that a million times. I have a friend of mine, he spoiled his daughter and bought her a fucking pony because he's an asshole. I spit on your grave is what Suarez is saying.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
So there's a scene in the movie, in the remake, that she finds one of the guys and straps a shotgun and shoves it up his ass. And it goes off.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
That is hate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's not hate? Is hitting him in the rear end with a shotgun barrel. Like you would do terrible things because you hate that person. You're not looking to slightly inconvenience somebody.
Right. And at this point and in this day and age, what even if you are a white supremacist young man, who is going to risk it doing something like that, and what that does to you as an individual? Who takes that risk?
Stupid fucking people. There's people out there who key cars. There's people out there who
these are literally private school kids.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is a supervised recess in a time for play that is watched by teachers, and you kind of have to chase down this little black girl with two of your buddies first. Now, I have had my head shaved. It was not an easy process, and there were 8 of them, and it was a prank for wrestling. Oftentimes, you end up getting lice on being on the wrestling team. So preemptively, they started shaving their heads. And as a welcome to wrestling your freshman year, they would shave your head. And the entire team had to be there to shave my head because I wrestled at 275 when a lot of them wrestled under 150. So, you grab my arm, you're 150, I weigh twice as much as you. I'm going to throw you across the locker room. But what they didn't do was piss on me and try to shove me in a locker. First off, I wouldn't fit in a locker. But it wasn't a hate crime. It was a hazing thing. And you know who we didn't do it to? The girl who joined my following year. And we talked about it. And what we ended up doing is coating all of her clothes in lice powder. And the next year, she did it to the new girl. It's not exactly like the fairest thing ever, but it's a rite of passage and it's a bonding experience. But that's not hate. That's, in some ways, sharing of brotherhood. Like if I hated you, I'd beat you with a bar of soap and a towel. Like a red alert on in the military. These things that they keep saying that are hate are not hate. I think if I'm going to spray your car with spray paint, probably going to flatten your tires too. Make it extra inconvenient. Because I'm taking the damn time to have spray paint in a can. Why would I?
What's interesting is that the way the New York Times reported it up front as being an obvious racist attack, blah, 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 blah. The standard spiel. But when they're reporting the retraction, it has to be, we're going to take all mention of race out of it whatsoever.
Yeah, black. Because this is what I'm looking at from Riper resent it to me. Black Virginia girl says white classmates cut her dreadlocks at playground. September 27th. September 30th. Virginia girl recants story of boys cutting off her dreadlocks.
Yep.
Like, what happened there, buddy?
Yeah. So I'm of the mind that, faking a hate crime is itself a hate crime.
But Alcom's Racer says that most likely they would fuck you guys and your horse posting in chat.
Good timing.
Fuck you guys. This is a hate crime. There's a movie. It's not scary at all, but the Brothers Grimm with Heath Ledger and Matt Damon. Not remotely scared by this movie, but it's good, visually effective, kind of a little bit silly. And then this fucking horse swallows a girl, and I'm like, this is my nightmare.
Question, Sean, on that picture: is Sarah Jessica Parker or AOC? You decide.
Sarah Jackson, I believe is who that was.
Ooh.
Oh, that was rough. Okay.
I don't even know if I believe this. Horses will bare their teeth to their foes for dominance. Because Mr. Ed, that's just how he talked, and that was just fishing wire tickling his gums.
I thought that was peanut butter.
That was Rin Tin Tin, and that was a whole different film.
Okay.
No, that's for dogs, but the horse, he had fishing wire tickling his gums. Fishing line, I should say. It wasn't like harsh or anything. But yeah, horses will just fucking wiggle their lips at you for no reason.
Wait, it's kind of like dogs too. You learn where to grab to make them open up their mouth and stuff. It's not hard.
You're tailing my food, dumbass.
I don't fuck with tires because I don't want them to pop like around me. Yeah, but this guy, I could
is just to grab a small drill bit. It's not as violent.
Well, I would just pull the. I would take scissors and cut off the
stem. Yeah.
The stem, yeah. If that was what, well, not scissors, but like cutters. Yeah, just like a bolt cutter or something, and not a bolt cutter, but something like a wire cutter that was thick and sturdy. But if I was going to do something like that, but I wouldn't stab into it because most of my knives are daggers, and I'd probably cut my hand. But I was trying to explain to this guy that the majority of the things we're seeing. All right, this girl got her hair cut. All right, she had damage to her hair. What is a GoFundMe going to do to fix that? You can't even tell her hair was cut.
Yeah, I couldn't tell it was cut at all in Matt's report last night. Speaking of which, how much credit do we give Matt for breaking this one wide open the night before? And she's obviously the reason that he's obviously the reason that she recanted and admitted lying.
She's like, oh no, Matt Christensen busted me. I'm gonna have to go back to that one reporter at the Washington Post and tell him I lied.
Matt coming out with them hit pieces.
I tried to explain this to a girl on my Facebook about somebody wouldn't give her a tip because she was fat as a waitress, and I'm like, I don't think this happened.
Why are you?
Like it doesn't happen. Even there was one that was conservative, like we don't give tips to terrorists. He's like, I go to a Catholic school and I'll be going evangelical after this. And it turned out it was fake. And I'm like, because they're all fake. I don't give tips on credit cards either. I'll pay for it in a credit card and then I tip in cash.
This is rather interesting. So I looked up that AOC video. And there was a link to it that led to X Hamster for the photos that they turn into GIFs of her dancing.
Dick, what is this about?
What?
He just now he's sharing the picture with everybody, so now it's on my freaking YouTube. like a minute and a half ago, apparently this happened.
Yeah, like right as you made the comment about the one in chat, the timing could not have been better.
Okay,
so what about this X Hamster thing?
Okay, so there's 2 comments to like the few pictures or GIFs that they put together. One of them says, "I would love to see her trip over the edge and plunge to her death. She has
Good
nice
Lord.
tits though." And the second one is, "What a complete whore," which is kind of funny given this is a porn site. My God.
I think she can be cute and everything. I just don't. I don't stick my dick in crazy.
I don't know.
Which reminds me, I have a story for After Hours about birthday presents and craziness.
Okay.
We can wait for that. And anybody who wants to hear the story can show up to the After Hours chat, where I'm not going to share it live on TV because my African neighbor might watch this. But speaking of, what the fuck, African neighbor? Quit making up stuff. Well, not him. But he thinks that these hate crimes are all real. Like, he hasn't seen a hate crime that he doesn't like. And I'm like, dude, 2 Nigerians beat up a gay black guy, 3 a.m., minus 30-degree weather, running around with bleach and a rope and not make America great again hats. Like, you buy that? He goes, well, that one. I'm like, yeah, because all of them are fake, man. I was a fan of Dead Kennedys in the late 90s, early 90s too, technically. But they have a symbol, which is basically an X with a line through the middle and a line all the way connecting the upper and lower cross on the left side. So it looks like it's a D and a K. And I would scribble that in my notebook. And sometimes my teachers would be like, is that some sort of gang sign? Like, it's a band symbol. But you know what I never did? Is draw the damn DK wrong. So if I'm a Nazi who loves Nazi shit, chances are I scribble around a swastika. And I do it correctly. Because I've seen them before. 45-degree angle, each of them pointing off towards the right. Not looking like crosses with wavy flags coming off them, or what surveying estimates, or whatever the fuck Sarah Silverman thought she was looking at. Yeah, it's nonsense. And if you can't place yourself in the head of your enemy, you're fucking dumb.
Well, that's how they keep getting caught, is because they're so fucking retarded that they believe their own. They like the smell of their own farts so much that they believe the lies they tell themselves about their opponents.
Yeah, and this it's weird because they have no problem with Jack Ryan, which shows a sympathetic terrorist. You know, like a terrorist being a terrorist, but also being a father. You know, being a husband. But you try to show a white nationalist being something other than a white nationalist, and you're loving on those Nazis or whatever. So the Joker just can't be done. You guys going to see the Joker?
I will. I probably won't see it opening weekend, but I will probably see it.
Mm-hmm.
I will definitely see it in the theater.
Same. What are you doing, Garrick?
I said I'll probably see it like a couple days after it comes out, during the week when nobody's there.
All right, I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, alrighty then. So,
what's your what was your favorite iteration of the Joker?
Definitely Mark Hamill's on the animated series.
That's what everybody says it, but I've never seen that one. So,
Oh my God, you need to go watch. The entire animated series is a fantastic take on Batman. It came out well after the Michael Keaton Batmans. I think it even came out after the Val Kilmer.
oh, you're talking about the one that I grew up watching.
Yeah, it's the animated series.
Yeah, okay, so I vaguely remember that.
He was also okay. He also played the Joker in the. I guess there's a movie version of The Killing Joke, which I have yet to see, but I own the comic book, and I imagine that if he did the same Joker he did in the animated series in Killing Joke, it's fantastic. But I don't know if he did or not. And it's one of those things too. I'm torn on Mark Hamill because he is full of Trump hatred.
Do you really think they're acting though? Is it possible? Or is it really just this leftist ideologies ruin them?
I think they hate him tangibly and viscerally. I think they despise him. I think that they hate the fact that he went from just being a jackass billionaire developer who is obviously just a blowhard. I mean, I'll even say this about Trump too. He's a blowhard. He's braggadocious, and that he went from that immediately to the number one office in the land, while everybody else has got to go through the compromising swamp that gets you on the end. And they're terrified that a guy who can do that is going to break down every single link in the chain from the swamp because everybody in DC is corrupt. And they're right to be afraid. They're just wrong about what they need to be afraid about.
Well, I had the consideration the other day that maybe it's just it's like a virus of thought. You just hate him because everybody around you hates him. So
yes. I mean, that's all of leftist ideology. It is a mind virus. It is, you get infected with the stupid. And usually you get infected with the stupid because you're trying to be nice and appease somebody who's sitting next to you, and the stupid just builds on itself and gets dumber and dumber, and nobody self-checks and says, hang on a second, we just went from being concerned about somebody we should be concerned about to being completely fucking retarded about it. They never find that delineating line of, yeah, it's good to care about your fellow man and want to do something about it, to the stupid shit that they espouse on a daily basis.
Yeah, fair enough. Back to the Jokers, though. I'm torn between Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson's gangster version just has a nice spin on it.
I like Jack Nicholson, and I love the character of the Joker. I did not think they meshed well.
All right, fair enough.
But that's just me. That might just be me. Heath Ledger did a fantastic job. So much so that I forgot that was a Batman movie. No, literally, Batman showed back up after they were focused on the Joker for like an hour. And I was like enthralled with it. I'm like, this movie fucking rocks. And then Batman shows back up. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's a fucking Batman movie.
That's true. Yeah, I fucking loved it too, man. That was probably one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. Or at least has come out in my lifetime.
I mean, it's so hard to say what great movies have come out in the last 20 years, so, yeah.
Well.
Speaking of not great movies in this case, I went and saw Rambo this weekend.
Oh, how was that?
It's a good popcorn munching movie.
Oh, so we're back to the 80s.
Do not expect a good movie. Expect to watch John Rambo killing a bunch of people that need killing.
Well, that's what Rambo is. That's all I expect from him.
Right. As far as I'm concerned, if I wanted to critique it as a movie, it's slow to get started. It's got horrible continuity errors. It's not going to win any awards on, philosophy or thought. but it's an entertaining as fuck movie because he has to get creative on how you watch people die.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing about 80s action movies. You just walk in, grab a bucket of popcorn, and turn your brain off. That's what's wonderful about them.
Yeah, but I made this remark to my buddies as I was watching. I was like, "This is good and all, but I missed the
That is a good idea. I'm sticking with that.
That's not a bad idea. I made this remark in the theater. I was like, this is good and all, but I missed the one-liners that the 80s movies had. Like movies, even action movies, even stupid action movies like Rambo these days, they don't have the one-liners that they did in the 80s.
But they're not as witty.
Yeah, well, Cy Stallone and Arnie, all of their movies in the 80s had like stupid but funny as hell one-liners when they would kill somebody. And they don't have that anymore.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Even that was tame in comparison to what, like, Arnie would say. Do yourself a favor. Go rent The Running Man. And watch Arnie in The Running Man. Holy shit, it is glorious.
I like The Running Man. Were we still talking about the Joker, or did that pass?
Well,
I can ask you. I can ask you the question too. What was your favorite iteration of the Joker?
Who is yours? I know Sean's is Mark Hamill.
Yeah, well, I told him I'm torn between Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger.
Mine's Jack Nicholson, and here's why. Jack Nicholson was evil. Heath Ledger was chaotic evil. Everything Jack...
Neutral evil.
Yeah, there's a difference. All right, everything Jack Nicholson did was bad. Now Heath Ledger, all right, so he has those two boats, and they've got the detonators on those two boats. There is no guarantee that Heath Ledger, like the bombs, the triggers, the detonators, belong to the opposite boat.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Now Jack Nicholson, he poisoned a bunch of bullshit, and it worked in tandem. It killed you. But you could have just instantly known that the money was going to be tainted because he's evil. With Heath Ledger, you can't make that decision. Like he claims that if I push this button, it's going to blow up that boat before that boat can blow up this boat. But there's no guarantee that this isn't the detonator for this boat. So I can't stand a chaotic. Plus, he was a liar. Like, he repeatedly lied throughout that movie. Not just do you want to know how I got these scars? But he told Aaron Eckhart, I can't think of... Harvey Dent. Do I look like a man who has a plan? Yes, motherfucker, you had 9 plans. Everything you did was planned.
I think that alludes to his kind of anonymity and his lack of backstory as far as his having multiple stories for how he got the scars.
Yeah, which makes it unsettling to the viewer, but he was at best an unreliable narrator, and at worst just chaotic as all hell.
Yeah, well,
and you can't trust that.
Okay, the point of the scars in Heath Ledger's version of the Joker was everybody would be interested in how, supposedly. Hey, do you want to know how I got these scars? His duplicitous nature and never telling the same story about that twice means it doesn't fucking matter. What matters is what is he doing right the fuck now?
Mm-hmm. But if Jack Nicholson is trying to kill somebody, there's a fair chance it's me. Now, if it's Heath Ledger and he's trying to kill somebody in front of me, chances are it's either me or somebody I love, and I can't get behind that. The straightforward madman is what I prefer, and that's Jack Nicholson's Joker.
What about Cesar Romero's?
Yeah, he was too ineffectual for me. Like nothing really ever came to fruition. Like At one point, he had sharks with freaking laser beams, and he's like, and when Batman jumps through this window, he will land on a Jack in the Box. And when the Jack in the Box springs, like, no, dude, stop it. Have a guy with a gun. Can you do that? Can you shoot him in his fucking face, like the lower part that's not shielded? Christ.
Oh Lord.
All right. Yeah. Stop it. And the same thing with Bond to me. It's like, just kill the guy.
Okay,
There he is. Shoot him with your gun. It's gold. It'll kill him.
I forgot where I saw this, but somebody was making inferences to why he tells different stories about how he got the scars. And what they were trying to say was he's trying to pull reverse psychology, like he's using his scars to see their internal flaws or personality flaws and turn it against.
Yeah, he personalized each one to them.
So I found that really interesting.
Interesting, sure, and he was definitely fun to watch, but bite a cock, because that's
Well, that's why I like Hamill's Joker the best. Because he did a really good job of balancing both the insane nature of the Joker with the conniving duality with Batman version of the Joker.
yeah.
And granted, he had more to work with because he did it over 8 seasons.
Something like that.
Yeah, so I mean,
really got to work the character.
Yeah, really got to get in the skin and work the character. So that's one thing, but that's something that neither Nicholson kind of had it, but Heath Ledger had there was no mirth in Heath Ledger's Joker.
But he had that twinkle in his eye.
Well, that's just because the chicks find him hot. Speaking of which, can we mention the fact that Maggie Gyllenhaal should never be the love interest in anything?
Agreed.
Except the secretary.
Who was the first one? What was her name? Rachel something?
The first one? Wait, which first one?
Batman Begins.
Oh, yeah, that was...
Katie Holmes, that's who that was.
She just broke up with Katie Holmes. Jamie Foxx. She's cute. I like her.
Tom Cruise? Yeah, I thought she did.
No,
fine.
she just broke up with Jamie Foxx. She was with Jamie Foxx for 5 years.
Yeah, but before that, and right after Batman Begins is when she got with Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
If you say so.
Oh, Cleto.
I don't know about that one. Tom Cruise would make a good Joker. Just unfortunately has to look up to everybody.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, he would. He would make a fantastic Joker.
Well, he could wear platforms and it'd be justified. Be part of the character.
Tropic Thunder is still his best movie.
Les Grossman, yeah. I was just thinking that. I'd like to see Les Grossman as a hostage negotiator in something. Fucking shoot him, see if I care. I'll come down there and rip your throat out through your asshole. Oh my god, calm down.
No, fuck it, dude. You can have him. I'm gone. I'm done.
I've been watching way too much Criminal Minds. Like, at a certain point, I just start reverse psychology everybody. Like, if you could just shoot your hostage so I could shoot you and we can all go home, it's going to be good. Just pull the trigger. All I need you to do, pull the trigger.
Damn, Nephilim, that's rough.
Oh. Aren't they loaded?
Loaded in, as in being drunk all the time? Yes. Yes, her
No,
parents were loaded.
aren't the Gyllenhaals like relatively super rich?
At this point, they are. If they weren't before.
No. I mean, starting out, they're like their father was right up there with fucking Elaine from Seinfeld, rich, like near billionaire status.
Well, I mean, are you for the chick? Why can't I think of her name? I think she's
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Yeah, she's actually one of the few chicks that is absolutely hilarious. She's married to Christopher Guest,
Yeah.
who is rich in his own right. So
she has wide eyes. Oh, so Matt likes her. All right.
Uh-huh.
well, we already established that. I think we had that conversation 2 weeks ago, right here. As a matter of fact.
I don't think it's the same chick though.
Yeah, I can't spell Gyllenhaal, so I can't look this up.
It's G-Y something or another.
That helps me very little.
So was it you, Garrick, that posted the picture of Brokeback Mountain with Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal, where they had Heath dressed up like the Joker?
No.
Where did I see that?
I cannot take credit for that. Sorry.
I spelled Gyllenhaal so poorly, it has no matches.
It's Gyllenhaal, I think.
Gyll.
No, it's
No,
there's an E in there somewhere.
Jill and holy shit. So I've got GYE and it says, "We are the world." Gairiki. I don't know what the fuck this is. All right.
For fuck's sake.
I'm gonna Google Donnie Darko and go from
there. Let's see.
Donnie
Gyllenhaal. Wow, that's really weird.
I know how they got their money. They bet people $1 they couldn't spell their last name.
Yeah, the 2 A's and the 2 L's definitely would have thrown me.
Are the GY LLEN?
Did you put it in the chat so you could reference it?
It's not something I could just spell. I didn't mean to press enter though.
All right.
Whatever floats your boat, buddy.
I didn't mean to press enter. But the rest of it was accurate. All right, this has to be accurate because the first thing that came up is Jake and Maggie Gyllenhaal were from rich before they were famous.
Well, it's because the Google machine has heard you talking about it, so of course that's what came up.
Why didn't Albie spell it?
You should have just said, "Okay, Google, look up Maggie Gyllenhaal," and it probably would have gotten it right.
You know what it won't do is it won't do anything with M. Night Shyamalan for me.
Shamalama Ding Dong.
Yeah, there's no chance of getting that one right.
Have you seen Maggie Gyllenhaal's actual name? It's like Margaret or something.
Yeah, son of film producer and screenwriter Naomi Foner.
Okay.
And film director Stephen Gyllenhaal.
Nepotism. That's how they got their start.
Yeah.
Nepotism.
All right, I'm looking up Holy fuck. Megalith?
Megalith?
Megalith. Margalit. Yep, Megalith.
You ate all the chocolate.
Honey, that was a month ago. Look at the cupboard. There's those Atkins things.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Maggie Gyllenhaal was in White House Down? I don't remember her. Was she like the Secretary of Defense or the Secretary of State or something?
At that, That movie is so old. She must have played like an intern.
Jake's mother's Jewish.
He has different. They have different parents.
Bar mitzvah. Let's see.
Wait a minute. No, I need that question answered. They're not twins, and they have separate mothers.
She's 77. He was born in 80, so she's the older sibling.
Okay.
Let's see. Naomi and Stephen are his parents, and her parents are Naomi and Stephen.
Okay, so
Oh, here's a weird thing, though. Naomi Aches is her mother. So between the that's weird. So between her birth and Jake's birth, the mom got remarried to somebody else. Because in this, it says Naomi Foner. Nay, Aches. So Aches was her maiden name.
now I gotta look this shit up too.
Yeah.
Jake.
So same mother and father, but the mother got married to somebody else in the meantime. So I wouldn't say billionaire, but
Jake Gyllenhaal was in City Slickers?
he was a kid.
Yeah, he was a kid.
Okay.
I prefer City Slickers 2, The Search for Curly's Gold.
Well, Jack Palance makes everything better, right?
You are my number one, a guy.
All right, we're going to open this one and another.
Because Jack Palance was the Joker's boss in the Jack Nicholson version.
Stephen Gyllenhaal and screenwriter Naomi Foner Gyllenhaal.
What? I got Foner.
Here it is. Is an American screenwriter, director, and former wife of Stephen Gyllenhaal. She is the mother of actors Maggie and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Okay, so the same woman birthed both babies. They're no longer together.
Yeah, but in Maggie's info, she's Naomi Aches. And in Jake's info, she is Naomi Foner, Nay Aches.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, but at no point was she Gyllenhaal. Now, do you see a Gyllenhaal in there for her?
Yeah, because if you do look at the Wikipedia entry and you highlight the woman's name, both cases have the exact same text. The subtext that pops up, the tooltip that pops up, says Naomi Foner Gyllenhaal is an American screenwriter, director, and former wife of Stephen Gyllenhaal. She is the mother of actors Maggie and Jake Gyllenhaal. So,
But she's currently married to some guy named
Aches.
Or no, Foner. Because Aches was her maiden name.
No, I think Foner is her maiden name, because if you look at the breakout box that just has the portrait, parents are Stephen Gyllenhaal and Naomi Foner, even though the text says Aches. And then if I go back to Jake, it's the same thing. Naomi Foner. So Foner is her maiden name. She must be married to an Aches at this point.
Pretty sure the Nay means maiden name. Yeah, it's Aches is her maiden name. Her spouses are Eric Foner and Stephen Gyllenhaal. So Nay Aches she was born Naomi Aches.
Correct. Yeah, I just looked her up and it says born Naomi Aches, March 4th, 1946.
So Nay means original. Point is, she had some ugly kids.
Yeah, Jake is definitely the better looking of the two, but yeah, they're weird looking.
Yeah. I'm with Heath Ledger on this one. I'd rather fuck him than her.
Good boy.
In fact, Brokeback Mountain was just supposed to be about camping, and Maggie was the original. Like, it was just about cheating in the woods, and then he's like, you know what? Your brother is cuter. Can you have him in this? I swear to God, I had things I actually want to talk about today. I just don't remember them. We had that the fake hate crimes we talked about. We talked about the Stacey Dash there for a second.
Jeff Flake is back in the news again because he's a
oh, what channel did he get hired by?
I thought he was working for MSNBC.
Probably.
I don't know. Not Fox News, I know that much. And yeah, I seriously just want to straighten his nose for him. He just needs to come home once, let me straighten his nose, and then I can leave the fucker alone.
Let's see. We got the impeachments are coming. Impeachment is coming tweets. And literally a good portion of them are hashtag impeachment is coming is trending.
Well, impeachment is a foregone conclusion. They've been planning this since literally day one. That was gonna happen no matter what. It just never went the way that it should have because reality got in the way.
I'm sorry, but I don't care if the next president is female or whatever. I no longer have to respect the office of the presidency as the office of the presidency. I've got Cooper Barnes here saying it should read, it's talking about how sad it must be believing that scientists, scholars, historians, economists, and journalists have devoted their entire lives to deceiving you. And he said it should read a syphilitic, paranoid, toddler brain buffoon of a reality TV star. It's like, oh, so no longer do we have to respect the office of the president. We can go back to hating whoever the opposition is because of their viewpoints, having nothing to do with their sexual orientation, race, or gender.
Well, I mean, where do you get off calling him syphilitic? You know what I mean? That's oddly specific and derogatory and could open you up for libel.
But he's just a blue check mark. No one expects it to be true anymore.
Well, that's what's got me concerned is because even though I've known you can't trust basically any outlet for journalism whatsoever, it's getting harder and harder to even get enough of a story from either side to put together a rough facsimile of what's got to be the reality between the two of them.
See, it says he's a reality TV star with decades of fraud and exhaustively documented lying is your only beacon for truth and honesty. Where's the decades of fraud? I see a businessman who has tried to bring things to fruition that failed with his own money and paid it back. That's not fraud. And I don't really think saying my steak sauce is the best is a documented history of lying.
Well, no, it's marketing. And if you want to talk about marketing and if marketing is fraud, what does that make if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor?
Is Budweiser not the king of beers? Can we sue for that?
Yeah, that must be fraud. That must be... Now, the Trump University thing, if you want to get technical with that, it kind of defrauded some of the students there. But that was one of those things that, was he actually part and parcel with the entire business plan, or did he sell them his name to put on it?
Mm.
I don't know. I haven't looked into it.
George Takei, they're coming for you, Donnie. The only reason George Takei isn't in prison right now is the statute of limitations on child molestations ran out before people were brave enough to comment on him touching them.
Hey, you guys want to see Greta Thunberg and Justin Trudeau in blackface?
There's no R in the first half of that last name.
Thunberg?
Thunberg.
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 Check in the chat.
Which chat?
Gun Club.
YouTube chat?
Show me surges. I have no me surges in... Oh, wait a minute. You mean the actual... That's a shop.
What's your blick? That's true, because Greta, she's all about the environment. She'd paint whiteface because it's better for the...
It's better for the environment.
Some Jew with a check mark says, Barr knew, Pence knew, Pompeo knew. They should all go to jail. Impeachment is coming. Rosie talking about impeachment. Yeah, this are...
You know what? Let him impeach.
But it's been so long since we had an impeachment. The last guy was just so dishonest. What was his name? Bill Clinton.
Oh, gee, it's been a whole 20 years. And come to think of it, it was about 20 years.
20 years before that.
Yeah, Jesus, there seems to be a cycle.
They are trying to make such a mountain out of this molehill. I don't understand what the collision is.
Did you guys see Mark Levin go off on Fox News today?
Was he defending what's his shit from the Daily Wire?
No, actually. I don't think anybody's defended Michael Knowles, come to think of it.
I don't care for that guy, but what?
I gotta say, he's probably my least favorite of the Daily Wire hosts, but I still think he's all right. You know, he's not my favorite.
He's annoying.
Yeah, he's smug, which doesn't come off well.
Mm-hmm. It's the Italian in him.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think that all things being equal, the guy going off on him on Fox, whatever, was that Fox?
How dare you? Yeah, that was, yeah, the chick is from Fox News.
Okay, so yeah, whoever that guy was that went off on him should be being chastised for losing his shit. Not praised, chastised, because you look like a goddamn child.
And nothing he said was wrong.
Well, I mean, it was.
She has Asperger's.
Yes, it wasn't factually incorrect, but it was put out there in such a manner as to be intentionally derogatory and baiting. And the motherfucker took the bait. And they should be calling his shit on that. Why did you take that bait? Why do you look like the asshole in this situation? Because you look like the asshole in the situation. Not that smug fucker from the Daily Wire. You look like the asshole.
The media is calling a sworn statement from a Ukrainian prosecutor a conspiracy theory, but they call secondhand information from a whistleblower a credible claim. Go fuck yourselves. I'm sick of this insane game. That's from Tim Pool.
Yep. Mark Levin's is better.
Oh, I didn't see that one. What is it?
I only heard it on the radio on the way home, so.
Can you paraphrase?
Basically, yeah, he laid out like all of the facts of like what has gone through for the Russiagate and everything. He's like, Trump has faced this, and this 500 subpoenas, 500 witness testimonies, the opposition actually going to foreign powers and asking for help with the Mueller investigation, saying and cajoling other foreign leaders, saying you need to help with the Mueller investigation on Trump, this, that, and the other thing. Basically, exactly what Trump is accused of doing, they did verbatim about something that turned out to be nothing. And he's like, "You have got to be kidding me." And it's worth a watch. It's only all of about, I think, 2 minutes long, where he just lays into him. And then the Fox News, this is on Fox News. So the Fox News host was like, I guess he was trying to play devil's advocate, but he tried to interrupt and say, what about, and what about, and what about, and what about? And Levin was having none of it and just basically whipped out his dick and slapped him on the forehead with it.
Stamp.
So
Take it.
I'm going to look it up when we're done here, or go to the after hours, and I will revisit that one, because that looks one's very interesting.
It's this cute picture of Robert Downey Jr. with his daughter. They're cuddled up on a beach, and then I don't know who this guy is, but it says "Dad with daughters," and it's Morton Downey cuddling with his daughter on the beach. And then the second one is "Dad with son," and it's some guy on a beach, and he's got his child held up by one leg, and he's swinging him around. I'm like, accurate. Because I will throw a nephew a lot higher up than I will throw a niece. Because I don't trust my catching skills, and he can recover. The that shift stuff from the other day was absolutely embarrassing.
Oh, my stud of a congressman today put forth a bill to censure Full of Shit.
Full of shit. I know it's not your senator. That's for damn sure. Two of the weakest bitches in the Senate you got going for you right now.
I'm not complaining about Cinema. Cinema has proven that she's not in the tank with the Democratic lib agenda. That's not to say.
And she kept her head shut on Bi Visibility Day, which was nice.
Yeah. I mean, I got to, and she is bi. She could be the one out there laying that out there, and she didn't. So I've got a growing respect for Kirsten Cinema, and a growing distrust of Martha McSally, simply because she seems to be falling into the same political vein that McCain was in, like literally buddy with everybody he was with, and I'm worried that that's going to mean she's either already compromised or will be, should she be elected.
Oh yeah, she didn't even fight to keep her seat.
What do you mean?
When Cinema took it from her, she was in the lead by several thousand votes, and then it got recounted, and the third count later she lost. She didn't even fight to keep her seat.
Well, I'm not. I haven't looked into the accusations of electoral fraud here in Arizona. I think that it's entirely possible that she didn't fight because Ducey was basically had already told her it doesn't matter. Kyle's stepping down. You'll just get that seat.
Did you guys see the Bering video came out this morning?
No.
He attacked Thun Thunberg. He didn't attack her, but he posted what she had to say, and then he at the end he posted the last child to speak at the climate crisis
Back in '92.
Yeah, when it was all about the ozone layer. Yep. And what's funny is they've been posting so many old school pics on my Facebook, and just all these girls with big fucking teased out hair. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you people didn't give a fuck about the ozone layer.
Cocaine was a hell of a drug, dude.
Yeah. Somebody was commenting, I'm like, hey, you guys keep insulting this girl and her big hair, but she never once was attacked by a bear. So that style kept her safe. Michigan, not really known for their bear population, but yeah, it's ridiculous. Babylon B, rare photo surfaces of Trudeau not in blackface. Jesus.
All right, here's a good poll. What is your all-time favorite
False.
90s song?
All-time favorite 90s song. Actually, I liked Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer.
That's a good one. A little on the gay side, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's a little on the gay side. But if anybody wants to talk shit like, oh, Bohemian Rhapsody's, go fuck yourself.
Well, that's not a 90s song.
For an 80s song. No, I win this one.
Best 80s song. Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds.
Garrick's
Probably.
best song from the 80s is The Wheels on the Bus.
Pretty much.
No, it was the Barney song.
Was he around in the 80s?
Barney?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when he got started.
I know.
And that's back when he was like dark fucking purple. Not the bullshit that he is now.
Dog needs to quit. So, Garrick, what's your favorite 90s song?
90s song?
Yes.
I don't know. What did Metallica make in the 90s?
Crap.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to hear.
Justin Joe's looking like the Nightcrawler in this this edit of him. It's hilarious.
Rob Reiner, Trump is fucked. First response, you've been saying that for 3 years.
Calm down, meathead. They seriously have. It's been ridiculous. Just a reminder, Truly, Madly, Deeply is from 1997. Garrick, if you want to pick that one. I think Gangster's Paradise was mid-90s. Baby Got Back, early 90s. Mbop by Hanson. That's the late 90s.
Yeah, that's probably where it's more his speed.
I'm talking shit, but Kiss Me is like the same time as Mbop came out.
Yes, it is.
Getting jiggy with it. I'm a Barbie Girl. Genie in a Bottle. Oops, I Did It Again.
See, I went with Steal My Sunshine by Len.
Yeah. Everybody. That was what's some NSYNC songs we can go to? Oh, you know what? I think Enter Sandman was 92 or 91.
Which one?
Enter Sandman?
That might have actually been the very late 80s. That might have been like 89. Let's see here. When did Injustice for All come out? Injustice for All release. 88. August 25th, 1988 is when that was released. And then after that was the self-titled Black album in 1991, which was garbage.
Metallica, Enter Sandman.
Well, that's what everybody likes to say. That was like the turning point of when they turned to shit. But that's what I grew up listening to.
I thought
Smells Like Teen Spirit. You could do some grunge.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains, yeah.
As far as Metallica goes, I was a huge Metallica fan right up until On Justice for All, and I thought that whole album was garbage.
Enter Sandman, released July 29th, 1991, recorded June 16th, 1991.
What is that?
Song by American heavy metal band Metallica was released as the first single from its self-titled fifth album, Metallica, in 1991. The music was written by Kurt Hammett, James Hetfield, Lars Ulrich, blah, 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 blah. Released July 29th, 1991. Holy shit. It was released on a 7-inch and 12-inch CD and cassette. Yeah, I got the 7-inch.
Track list. Wow. Yeah, I thought that was on And Justice for All. I'm wrong.
It's on Metallica.
Yeah, wow. Okay. I think that's one of those Mandela effect things, but okay.
Oh, fuck Mandela effect. I explained that to somebody the other day. What was that? Blue, Leon Rhymes. That was like 94. Blue.
Oh, no, I know what his was. He was a big Sheryl Crow fan. If it makes you happy.
Yeah.
Which they played to death in 96. It was literally every third song on every radio station everywhere.
Buddy Holly, Closing Time by Sonic. Or Semisonic. I think Ice Ice Baby and Can't Touch This were both 1990.
I don't think that's true. I think those were 80s. Let's find out.
I'm going to do Can't Touch This. You Can't Touch This. Oh, sorry. You can look up Ice Ice Baby.
90. You're right.
Place Hammer Don't Hurt Him, 1990. I wore that cassette out.
You know what was a good earworm from the 90s? Smash Mouth. All-Star.
I liked one of their lesser-known songs that I cannot think the name of it.
Yeah, I liked most of their other songs.
Yeah, like Smash Mouth, their CD, Walking on the Sun, like the first 7 songs were excellent.
Yeah.
They didn't make it as far as Walking on the Sun, but
yeah, their album was really, really good, but it got just that one song got overplayed, and then they did Shrek and became the Shrek band, and the rest is history.
Why can't we be friends? Oh no, they did like 3 songs for Shrek because they also did I'm a Believer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to look up that CD. I can't think of that song I like of theirs.
When did this come
All-Star?
out?
No. So All-Star and Walk on the Sun are like their 2 big hits, and then Why Can't We Be Friends?
Their remake, which is pretty good.
Smash Mouth. What was the name? The album was Walking on the Sun?
Mm-hmm.
Sun
Think so.
Track list.
Of course, Steven Suarez is a Celine Dion fan.
Why can't they just give me the fucking track list?
Or was it Fushu Meng? Yeah, it was Fushu Mang.
All right, let me try that.
And Flow was the song I think I liked.
Fu Shu Ming.
With a G.
Yeah,
Mang.
okay. Yep. Mang. M-A-N-G. Flow, heave ho, nervous in the alley, disconnect the dots, the fawns, beer goggles, walking on the sun, pet names, push.
Let's Rock.
Why can't we be friends? Let's Rock, and Padrino.
Yeah. It was a good album.
They were a good band. They're still a good band. They just get no cred. I kind of dig their groove. My favorite band, or from that era, was actually Soul Coughing, though. They don't get their due.
If it was still the 90s, and I was trying to think of my favorite song from the 90s, it... would have been Pearl Jam, Last Kiss.
I only ever liked Even Flow from Pearl Jam, and I can't stand Eddie Vedder, so even though I like that one tune, it was one of those things, as soon as I saw the artist was Pearl Jam on MTV, I'd be like, nope, time to watch something else.
Yeah, but have you heard Last Kiss by Pearl Jam?
Not that I can recall.
Well, look it the fuck up.
I may do that later. Although it goes against every fiber of my being, because fuck Eddie Vedder.
Oh,
Program
man.
has a few good hits, but I've always preferred Soundgarden over them.
Yeah, Black Hole Sun, yeah. Steven Suarez says, most overplayed song in 1997 is My Heart Will Go On. Fuck yes, it was. Stupid fucking Titanic.
Or what about Photograph from Nickelback? That was fucking ruining. Well, that was 2006, though, or 5, somewhere in there. That song was fucking overplayed.
Was it? I don't know why everybody shits on Nickelback, but I joined that fucking train because of Photograph.
Their music is formulaic, so I can see the legitimacy in the criticism. That being said, they still rock the fuck out. If you want just hard beaten rock and roll, turn your brain off, bang your head to sort of thing, then they're A-okay in my book.
Mm-hmm. What was I like Photograph with Sheryl Crow and what's his fuck?
Oh,
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock, yeah.
That had to be close to 2000.
I remember Kid Rock's first album. It was called Yodeling in the Valley, and he was a rapper.
2001.
Was it really?
I went to a couple of Kid Rock shows back when he would break even at a show. Like, he would sell out St. Andrews Hall, but he had so many people on stage and so much shit was going on that he had to do a show the next weekend just to have food money for the week. Oh, excuse me. But he always had like 10 or 12 strippers and pyrotechnics, and he'd put on a show bringing in $10,000, and he would spend $10,000 on the show. Like, dude, you can only bring in $10K. Start making your shit only cost $8K. Then we have this little thing called profits. But I remember the first time he had strippers at one of his shows. I couldn't get in because I wasn't old enough.
Holy shit! Bill Clinton made a tweet.
Fuck this guy. What is that?
How many more people have to die before we reinstate the assault weapons ban and the limit on high-capacity magazines and pass universal background checks? Already did. After they passed in 1994, there was a big drop in mass shooting deaths.
Motherfucker, I bought an AK-47 under your assault rifle ban.
When the ban expired, they rose again. We must act now. I don't think there was a big drop in mass shooting deaths. I think that there was an increase in what they call mass shooting deaths after the ban expired. I think that much is true, but I don't think there's correlation. I don't think there was a big drop in mass shooting deaths. There was just as much violence then as hell. There was more then than there is now.
Well, here's the thing that you can't fail to understand. You have to understand this anyway. We have VICAP and we've got the Nimbus. That's the National Crime. Anyway, so we have this bank that catalogs all these things, and it started in the late '90s. And every year, certain jurisdictions are upgrading their systems and have started using this. So every year, the reporting gets worse and worse because more people are now checking in. It's like year one, you can only pull your family. Year two, you can pull your family and your extended family. And you're like, wow, apparently 3 of my cousins got molested. That's a 300% increase to my sister getting molested. No, it's the same as it's always been. You're just getting more information now.
Right,
So
which
by
is
year 6,
I mean it's the Twitter effect, the mass media effect. The cable stations used to be and the networks used to be the gatekeepers of information. So you would only know what they deigned to tell you, because they were the only game in town for disseminating the information unless you were reading local newspapers and aggregating data yourself. Mm-hmm. Now, with Twitter and the internet and all the mass media, the information overloads you because you hear about every single anomaly. So we're starting to think that the anomalous is the status quo when it's not. It really isn't. And because human beings are bad at statistics, they only go with what they can see and process themselves. They see all this negative shit. It's the Steven Pinker effect, basically. Life is better now than it has ever been, ever. For more people than ever. Yet all you see is negativity and bad shit, so everybody's all whining and outraged.
Mm-hmm. To the point where air conditioning can be sexist.
Oh, I have that argument in the office. It's usually in the middle of the summer when there's this woman that walks in wearing basically 3 layers of silk, see-through silk lace and flip-flops into the office when I have to wear a tie and a collar. And she's complaining that it's too cold in the office because she's dressed for the outside weather while I'm inside still sweating my balls off because I'm in a collar and a tie, let alone when I go outside and it's 120.
Yeah.
It's like, put some fucking clothes on. Yeah, basically. Yeah, put some clothes on. She's like, I'm wearing appropriate office attire. I'm like, so am I, and I don't have the choice to take mine off.
But, yeah, so we've got 198 countries, and we started with recording 3 countries. Now we're recording 10 countries, and like, oh, these are on the rise. No, it's not on the rise. This is how it's always been. It's just you're recording more of it now. So aggregate that shit, and let's start doing some per capita.
Nah, the problem with, Twain was right. There's lies, damn lies, and statistics. And anybody's just going to manipulate and pull whatever stat they can to bolster their point and ignore ones that countermand it. So even per capita stats, while they're more reasonable for comparisons, is just it doesn't fucking matter. You're gonna believe what you're predisposed to believe rather than what the facts tell you. Did we lose Garrick?
Nah, I'm still here.
Damn.
Why, you were gonna shit talk me?
No, you're quiet, not saying nothing.
Yeah. I won't shit talk you when you're present. That'd be, I couldn't do that.
Shut up, J. Fry.
Well, that's 2 hours. I think we're mighty successful.
All right.
Let's.
Yeah, I'll be falling asleep pretty soon, but I can stay for a little while in the off hours.
All right. I'll throw out the Hangout link here, and we can do this in the offline. Come join us for hilarity and maybe a little bit of insouciance.
That's a big word for you.
Might have gotten a word of the day calendar on birthday.
Excellent. Good use of it. Well done, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody say
Bye.
it was an auspicious occasion. No, damn it.
I'm glad you're just not